Detecting Talk of the Day, Monday, May the 1st, 2023. Well, I sent a video to the Minelab engineer on this noise cancel. Maybe we can have a selection in the menu where we can select maybe the number of cycles we want the machine to do without having to hold the button to do long press. Noise cancel ops. You know, anybody that sees one of my videos talking about any particular model detector and you want to put a comment in there about a recommendation, feel free. I do look at comments on my YouTube channel. Don't go into a real old video though, because I don't usually look at the old video comments because I don't even go to my email. I got two different emails. I am going to be looking some more at the DS2 for recommendations, okay? Not right now. I'm looking at maybe seeing if they can give us an option on that detector to turn the factory programs going back to default at turn off. I think that would be a good option to have on that machine. I've said this before, and I'll say it again here, too, having a new platform in the future design, you know, one of the more advanced performing detectors to have where 2 version softwares can be run on that machine would be a grand idea for the testers and for the users as the machine gets updated. For you folks buying the Legend detector made by Nocta, when you receive that detector, you know, there is a pretty recent update, and if you're curious about what that update does, see their website. It gives a list. There's been some people asking on the forums, you know, what does version 1.11 do? Well, you can go over there and you can see it. I think they've incorporated this stuff maybe even into their manual, but they do give an itemized list on their site. For you DS2 purchasers, purchasing, say, the remote, not the WS6 Master package. I've looked at the WS6 Master manual on XP site. I'm not sure that the actual DS2 manual has been updated, reflecting the changes made for 0.71, okay, that version update. I believe this is talked about on their site somewhere there on what that version did, okay? Again, I didn't go in and look at that manual like I looked at the WS6 Master manual, but you can look at that manual too, because you may decide to run your unit as a WS6 Master unit. Another recommendation, if possible, I'm going to send, you know, to XP is, can a remote loss be triggered by a WS6 module? I've talked about this in a previous video. I don't know if it's possible or not, but I'm not going to send it to them right now. But we're going to see if it can happen. You know, you can trigger that MI6 pointer with the WS6 or the remote. So I wonder if you could trigger the old remote if you lost it with a WS6. Okay, I'm also looking at sending XP a recommendation. You know, the WS6 has currently, you can save 1 program per factory program, and when you do that, it falls in line behind the factory program. So it's not so hard to get confused. Unlike the remote. The remote, when you save a factory program, it saves it at the end of the line. And it prefixes it with a number corresponding to that factory program it was made off of. I've been guilty of having to go back and count those programs so I know what I'm looking at as far as my save program goes. So I'm wondering if it wouldn't be wiser to have those programs where when you save one built off of a program that it doesn't fall in behind the factory program with the number prefix. It would be easier to keep up. The only problem with this though is you wouldn't be able, if this is how it was done, you wouldn't be able to save the way it is currently. So you can save mixed programs where you can toggle from one to the next, checking targets or whatever. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. But it might even be an option the person they could put on the machine. If you want your programs to fall in line, maybe you could select that option. I don't know. Okay, as it stands right now, unless there's something happens I'm unaware of, the WS6 will not have an XY screen, okay? Now that could change in the future, but as far as I know right now, don't expect to see that happen anytime soon. Now there are other things happening with that WS6. Okay, you're gonna have basically all the options you have on the remote on the WS6. For those that are curious, those that are contemplating a WS6 master purchase, I see folks wondering about this new arm cuff and upper rod for this Legend that's going to be offered. As to where do you get it? Well, my recommendation is to contact your dealer, get information from them. If you bought your Legend out of a big box store though, I don't know how that's exactly going to work. Maybe the marketing person ought to maybe give some more information on this to keep folks apprised of how they can get these new upper rods and these arm cuffs. I did notice though you have to provide the serial number of your unit when acquiring. I can't say much. Expect some changes with some model detectors out there. Probably sooner versus later. Notice I said models, not model. I hope everybody enjoyed the video.